the family. So it's really a big challenge for them.
Now, flag football has been growing immensely in the country. I got a chance of speaking to Flag Football Federation of Kenya President, that is George, and the coach who's just come in from Ghana, that is Moses Waweru, and they are saying that they want to introduce a flag football into schools so that Kenya can churn more stars in the future. Let's listen in.
We've made quite tremendous steps in the last 2 years. 2023, we had an opportunity to introduce flag football to primary schools. And we had a pilot program held at Kasarani with the help of a partner sponsorship, NFL International. So the 10 schools are still, adopting American football. And at this point, we are just more of conducting and expanding kind of a program. And we look into adding more schools into it, particularly this year. And we are kind of bringing in more private schools, because when we started it, we started with a little bit of lesser private schools. And this year we're targeting a bit of private schools and a mix of public schools, just to make the competitive aspect of it and make sure that all kind of students are represented in those events. And then when it comes to senior or high school, this year we're going to make more of a launch. At the end of this April, we're going to be in Western Kakamega doing a clinic for the coaches. And then mid-May, we'll be back in Western again to do a coaching clinic for now the students. And these are 20 schools in Western. So it's more of a launching part for us for high school when it comes to high school. And then also there's an interest when it comes to the Nairobi region. We are working with a lady from Kenya High to kind of look for girls' schools that we can work with for that project as well. And then now when you go to the senior aspect of it, because senior universities have started to tackle, so transitioning to flag is quite easy. They view it as a sport for fun, engagement, a strategic sport. So it's just a matter of, trying to bring in more ladies play, because when you started universities, it was more of a male-dominated field. But now with flag football being an all-inclusive, we're looking towards recruiting more women to play flag football at the senior level.
It has taken you guys a long time before people actually recognize the effort that you've put in place to make sure that flag football is growing in the country. Last year, you were recognized by the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, NOC, and now you are one of the federations in, that is part of NOC. But being part of that, or rather not even being part of that, why do you feel that it took you guys so long before that recognition came?
Well, good things take time. So we feel that the hard work we've been putting behind the scenes, is finally getting the right recognition from all kind of players, particularly NOC. And I know NOC support is very important to what we're trying to do, particularly for flag football, for kids, and even the seniors. And then when it comes to, even the coaching aspect of it, I know NOC will play a good role. And then when it comes to, international tournaments, flag football has given us the pathway to kind of compete. This year, we hope to be the first time Kenya goes to compete for an international tournament that's coming up in Egypt in June. And we are optimistic that we get some sort of support from either the government or the Olympic Committee, just to make sure that we make that step towards the qualifier, because the Continental Championship will be used as a mark for us to get to the Olympics in 2028.
Personally, there, as the president of the federation, the events that you, or rather, the recognition that comes from the world body. I mean, you've been given slots, and you've also had opportunities to, even bring trainers to the country. What should we look forward to, in terms of more opportunities for the established players at the moment?
Yeah, so for instance, flag football for the youths, particularly the U12, there's an opportunity for them to possibly compete in international events in the future. There are some things we're working on with our international partners that we can't mention at this point, but there's something that is coming up for them. So it's a pipeline. And again, it's just a platform for them to look forward to national teams, more of a pathway for them to grow and develop towards that channel. And then when it comes to also U15, U16, U17, more of a high school kind of, there's scholarship opportunities out there that, there are so many opportunities in Europe and UK and US rather. And then, those kind of opportunities come through sports, and flag football being one of the actively expansive and fastest growing sport in the world. people are looking into it and they want to bring talent to wherever they are in the world. So it's an opportunity that people can actually explore. And through the federation, of course, we have those kind of relationships and established links that we can leverage on, or rather established players or talented athletes can leverage on.
Finally, the league, where are we at the moment?
So we just concluded the first KFAF circuit flag football league for senior men and women. It was done in March. And the varsity version of it, the University of Nairobi are the reigning champions. And we did congratulate them a lot for that, because it being the first one, of course, it had its own challenges. And we are hoping that we picked up some lessons from that to now transition to season 2. And season 2 for flag varsity is going to be in September. And we are kind of recruiting more teams, more universities to come in and take part. It's an opportunity for everybody. And we hope that through that varsity competition, we can take people out there and represent the country.
The experience was wonderful, very immaculate to go to interact with so many coaches from all over the continent. It's only, I think, 10 countries that participated in that specific clinic that happened in Ghana. But I kind of got a chance to see how far the sport is growing throughout the continent, and we're very, very excited to see that we'll be hosting the very first continental championships in 2 months' time, you know. So it was definitely an opportunity for us to network, and we did. We got a touch of how other federations are doing the sport, how other coaches are running their programs, and you know, I'm happy that it happened. Yeah.
As a coach, I mean, where are we in terms of flag football in Africa? When you talk about Kenya, where are we?
So I think that's an interesting question, because we got a chance to talk with the rest of the coaches about the programs that they have running in their countries already. And we found out that we're actually pretty good in terms of our positioning, in terms of the number of schools we've recruited so far, the number of clubs that are playing, the number of universities that are taking part in our local leagues. And I'd say of the 10 countries that were there, I'd place myself at comfortably number 2 or 3, because Egypt is doing pretty well. Ghana is also doing pretty well, and so is Nigeria. And those are the countries that we are sort of being ranked with in terms of the speed at which we've grown the sport. The rest of the countries like SA, Cameroon, and so on and so forth are also doing very, very well. And hopefully we'll get to meet with them at the inter-country competitions, continental championships in Egypt, and kind of see how far, we may be running a good program, but you don't have a good team. So hopefully our team is going to fare well in that competition, and certainly we hope to bring it home.
And finally, as a coach, what do you think we should do as a country to have more coaches, running this program, so that we can raise the standards of flag football in the country?
What we should do is what we're already doing. Once we came back from Ghana, which is actually on Monday, we have visited 3 institutions and organizations, trying to organize training clinics with them, coaching clinics for that matter, refereeing clinics as well, so that we can introduce the sport to as many primary schools, high schools, and universities as possible. The beauty of our sport is it cuts across all institutions. It can be played by children from the ages of 9 all the way to 50-year-olds, because it's not aggressive, it's calm, it's as opposed to contact football, which is a bit aggressive and certainly has a sort of age limit to it. But flag football is more relaxed. You can play as a corporate, you can play as an organization, you can play as an NGO, as sort of a team building activity. So we are trying to organize as many clinics as possible. We have so far contacted an organization in Kibera. We have a cluster of schools in Kasarani that are already playing, but we are trying to introduce more schools to that specific cluster. We are targeting schools all over Nairobi. We have programs already running in Western Kenya, Mombasa. The idea is for us who have been trained as international coaches to train more coaches, so that the sport can grow that way. The sport cannot grow if we don't have coaches on the ground, as you've said. The sport cannot grow if we don't have referees on the ground, as you've said. So us who've been fortunate to get that certification, it's our mandate, and we've taken it very humbly to go around spreading the wings that we've been given, so the sport can grow in that front.
Well, of course, that is the state of flag football in the country. Now, let's shift gears. We get into the English Premier League,